Hello and welcome along to my YouTube channel. This is for Two-Way Digital and my name is Simon and I am a digital expert. Now you might be thinking, digital expert, what's that? Well, the reason I went with digital expert as a title is that my background is in IT. I've been in IT in various sectors throughout the industry for over 25 years. And more recently, I've started focusing more on the digital services related to marketing. And so, given my background in IT and me applying all of the skills that I've learned there to the various technologies that are available, whether that be to chatbots or to SEO or to Facebook marketing, digital advertising, all of these things, having an understanding of how the technology works and how to apply it to business is something that I feel I can basically lend my skills to pretty much any industry. However, the reason I'm here and talking to you is because I actually have quite an interest in property, much as I'm sure you do yourselves, otherwise you probably wouldn't be here. So what I would like to talk about is a little bit about digital services and using technology to help your business. And one of the things that I'd like to touch on is the big three, the portals. This is, the places where nearly all estate agents go and put their properties for the general public to find. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about why you do that. Because when you think about it, what you're actually doing is paying somebody else to effectively do your marketing for you. And whilst you're doing that, you're not actually building your own brand, you're not putting out your message to your customers, you're actually building somebody else's brand. And so I just wanted to highlight why perhaps it is something that you should take on board, maybe a little bit more to do your own digital things or get other people to help you do it yourself, or maybe even pay somebody to do it all for you. I don't know, however you want to do it. I obviously don't know how technical you are, but it is something that can be learned. It has got easier over time. I mean, when I started in IT 25 years ago, things were hard, trust me. There was nothing like the technology, the tools, wizards and things that are available today for us to be able to use. I mean, there were one or two. Things were starting to be developed, and maybe you remember in Word 2, the paperclip. That was about the limit of the help that you would get back then. But over time, things have obviously got a lot better. And so today, actually, marketing and certainly online marketing has become a lot easier. You've got all of the socials, you've got the search engines, and if you can leverage them in an effective way for your business, you can really boost your visibility, your rankings, your local celebrity in many ways, and become the go-to person for your area. Now, all the time that you're spending money on paying somebody else to advertise your properties for you, and I know a lot of you will be posting the property on your website and putting them up on Facebook and maybe on Instagram and maybe even Pinterest, but is that getting you any traction? Are your leads coming from those platforms, or are you still getting the majority of your leads from Rightmove, Zoopla, On the Market, some of the other smaller portals that have popped up? Because if you are, the reason for that happening is basically because you're not building your own brand enough. And so if you were to start on that journey of marketing yourself digitally, then potentially you could get to a point where, whilst you may not outright be able to beat somebody like Rightmove for rankings on the search engines, if you've never done any digital marketing or SEO on your website or anything like that before, they've been doing it for years, and frankly you've been helping them, You've been paying them to basically build their brand. But if you took some of that and applied it to your own business, and just even if you just modeled what they did and you did it locally, you actually have an advantage that they don't. They're a big national company that has to try and market for everywhere, but the search engines don't like that anymore, and they don't work like that, and SEO is a much more local experience. And so you actually have a big advantage if you decide to leverage it, which obviously is a personal choice, but that's why we're here to help. That's why Two-Way Digital has been created, and all of the services that we provide are based around you marketing yourself as a local expert. Now, I'm not going to try and sell you anything here, but what I will say is that there's going to be a lot of content coming your way that will give you hints, tips, ideas, solutions to how you market to yourself as a local expert, how you build your own brand digitally, and how you start to get the kind of reach in your area that Rightmove, Zoopla and On the Market have nationally. So rather than you depending on them, you can actually start putting up a challenge and mounting a challenge against them locally to have your service be the one that people find and go to, rather than you paying them for the same thing. So I hope that makes a little bit of sense. There is science behind it in terms of how SEO works, the algorithms. Similarly, it's on Facebook, it works with advertising as well as organic. And what we hope to do is to give that information to you in such a way that you can start to apply it to your own business. So stay tuned, and we'll be coming out with some more juicy little tidbits on how you might go about that in the very near future.